Hello there. This is Tall55, and this is the first live stream, hopefully, of more than one, but I'm not very good at maintaining these things. This is the first live stream of kind of a new direction I'd like to take my YouTube channel in. So I've been working with Blender, a free 3D software, for several years now, and I have needed to have motivation to continue practicing and learning and developing my skills. So what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks, months, I don't know, is running periodic streams in which I live stream progress, what I've been working on, and sometimes some live worklog type videos like is going to be up today. So today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be live streaming my entry in a 3D render challenge that's being hosted by Clinton Jones, pwnisher, for kind of in his series of, he's been doing a series of online collaborative challenges. The current theme, the current challenge is for kind of a Rube Goldberg type machine. The title of the challenge is Dynamic Machines. And so there's a template file and instructions and rules. And so everyone's submissions need to fit within those guidelines. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just start working. I'm probably not going to do much talking to camera because I'm terrible at that, and I should probably be focused on work, but I'll try to be responding to anybody who might be watching. Not that that's likely to happen, but so here we go. This is the there, OBS, setting OBS off to the side there. So this here is the template file. There was some floating text up here that I deleted. I'm just laying out a few more of the instructions for the project. So the general guidelines are that you've got a box, you've got a ball, you've got two holes in the box that the ball has to go through at different points, and everything that happens in the box is up to you. And that's pretty open-ended. So it's up to we, the contestants, we, the creators, to figure out what goes in between point A and point B in the box. And so that's kind of what I'm here for. The ball has to enter the box on this frame, and it has to leave it around this frame. So even though the placeholder simulation has the ball just kind of zipping straight through the hole, stuff needs to delay it so that this time frame it's bouncing around or rolling around in the box, which I suppose works. So my initial idea, an idea that I actually read the rules more carefully and found was not allowed, was to have the box, the rear of the box open up, and have some creature or other looking through it, kind of in the back here. Apparently that's explicitly disallowed. The rules are just to think explicitly inside the box, so we'll have to get creative. I've seen some work in progress things which have tunnels and all kinds of mechanical stuff. And I would like there to be some moving elements here. I don't want it just to be a ramp here and a ramp here and a ramp here and a ramp here. That would be kind of boring in my opinion. So I suppose it's time to do some brainstorming. I could probably use grease pencil for this, but I've just pulled up a little drawing. I've just pulled up a little window here for drawing, which I guess I can just window share here, or monitor share rather. So here's the window where I can start doing some prototyping. Oh, right. So, hmm. Um, hmm. Okay. Or more likely. So the ball has to be fully simulated. So any interactions it has with the box itself need to be not just. I can't hand animate very much. Stuff that it interacts with may be hand animated, but the actual ball can't be hand animated, which really limits my options. Makes it more interesting, but it limits my options. So you know, I'm actually I'm gonna skip this whole idea where I'm doing this. I think instead I'm going to. I'm just gonna start prototyping, and I'm gonna see if anything jumps out at me as being a good, an interesting idea. So let's just take the. Where's the ball? There we go. Here's the ball. The ball has a. Yeah, it's got a rigid body modifier applied. It's a spherical object. It's got a spherical collision. Yep. So it'll just respond to any. Well, it should respond, I think, to collision objects that I have that are not themselves physics based. So that is to say that they can affect the ball, but the ball can't affect them. So let's just go ahead and let's, as if anyway. I'm not worried too much about materials yet, because at the moment I just need to make sure that whatever it is that I do actually is fun to look at from a dynamic kind of perspective. Okay. And I'm not, deciding whether the mechanical system is one thing or another. Whether I should put zebra print on it or not, that's kind of out of the question right now. Why does that look twisted? Because it isn't, I don't think. Scale X 0. Yeah, no, it doesn't move. Okay. So there's a ramp, which if I apply a collision modifier to, and then I rebake this. Cache, where's cache? Rigid body collisions. I haven't actually worked with rigid bodies much. Dynamics. Maybe I have to delete the actual cache. Let me check. And now begins the long stream of me diving into archaic submenus and trying to figure out why something isn't working. Oh, it'll probably no. It'll probably be under no. Okay, so physics, rigid body type active. Oh, I could add this as instead of a collision type. I could add it as a. Okay. I could add it as a passive rigid body, and then it won't actually be affected by physics. Of course, that doesn't prevent the ball from passing right through it, because why would any of these things be simple? Sensitivity, collections, dynamics. So it's not in these categories here. I don't have to reload the file, do I? I guess it's time to look up where the rigid body cache is. Rigid body cache. Blender. Always helps to have the name of the software. You're just going to get results for Unreal Engine when you're definitely not interested in Unreal Engine in this particular context. Okay, rigid body world. Right. There it is. Never be afraid to Google something. Cache, there we go. Delete all bakes, bake all dynamics. And that took like no time at all because that's a real-time type of simulation. So easy peasy. And it rolls. Doesn't bounce because it doesn't have enough initial force. Okay. So the question is, well, the question is, what am I supposed to do here? Prototyping is fun. So there's not enough energy in this initial collision to cause it to bounce. I don't know. I've actually really never worked with rigid bodies in this context. So I'm wondering how much force would be required to make it bounce here. So, wow. Okay. Okay. I guess there just isn't enough energy in that collision because there isn't enough mass. Can I increase the mass? Oh, yes, I can. Let's just go to the absurd before we... right, there we go. The 100 kilogram. Okay, let's go to the actual absurd. What I'm doing here is I am ignoring Galileo's findings on uniform falling speeds in atmosphere. Or rather, that two objects that fall, pop size stuff. I'm actually not familiar with Galileo's actual findings, or if Galileo is indeed responsible. But other than air resistance, two things should fall. There is no air resistance being calculated here, so mass should have basically no impact on how fast it falls. What I am trying to figure out, though, is if it has, having taken one high school level physics class, I'm trying to figure out if there's more energy. I guess if there may be more energy in the collision, but just like when gravity's pulling on it, there's also more inertia. So actually, a small object. I can't make the object smaller. I can make it less massive. Yep, that seems to have absolutely no. When just bouncing off of a perfectly stationary surface, it just seems to have no impact. So I'm just going to go ahead and return it to being a 1 kilogram, 5 centimeter sphere, which is still pretty gosh darn dense, but then I'm pretty dense, so we'll see. So that keeping that in mind, it looks like even at maximum drop distance, there's no way to make it have more energy than gravity would give it. So while I could like roll it into a, I could roll it into a catchy rubber band powered shooter, like pea shooter mechanism, or a linear accelerator or something, but at the end of the day, gravity alone isn't going to give it enough power to bounce, so enough energy to bounce. Which means that while that would be an interesting way to do things, I shouldn't be relying on it, I don't think, to make an interesting, so something interesting visually. Okay, what if I reduce the slope of that ramp, or increase the slope of the ramp rather, and then actually I'm curious what reducing the slope of the ramp does. Should have seen that coming, having already determined that it isn't going to bounce from this drop height. Counterspin. It briefly counterspins. That's interesting. Okay. So actually, the rules dictate that the ball isn't the thing that I can make interesting. So let me just make sure that the ball actually has. Ooh, hello. Oh, there are no lights in the world. I guess that makes sense. Okay, so the ball appears to already have a perfectly reflective material applied. Interesting. Oh, actually, it looks like this has a smooth shader applied. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's messy. But I guess when you're dealing with Booleans, there's only really one approach you can take. Okay. I'm getting all rambly here. So I could just duplicate this. Interesting. As soon as I grab it, it flips. What have I done? What abomination have I created? Oh, is it because it's mirroring over the center of mass? I think it's... Object, transform, set origin to geometry. And then we'll just go ahead and duplicate and mirror that again. No, it flipped again. Why did it flip? I don't understand. Whenever I grab it, it just flips back and forth. I'm just pressing G here. I am so confused. That is not how anything normally behaves in Blender when you mirror it. Is there a mirror modifier applied here suddenly? No. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Interactive mirror. Interesting. Okay, well. I don't understand this. I am beyond baffled, but whatever. Hmm. I'm just getting search results from 2004 before Blender had a mirror tool, and I'm wondering why when every time I grab this it flips, because that isn't the behavior that I've come to expect from the mirror function. That's okay. I'll just use a mirror modifier. Mirror on the wall. This is really slow. I'm sure I'll get faster. Oh no, because it just mirrors the actual object. I mean, if I mirror this one. If I move the origin of the object. Cursor just selected. Location. Okay. That took way more effort than it should have. I'm not sure what's going on there. What was the function called? Control M, X. Okay. F3, mirror. Interactive mirror. Blender, interactive mirror. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really. I can't seem to figure out why this is happening. So I'm just going to ignore it and try not to have to mirror and duplicate things that much. And maybe I'll find out if I'm just using a version of Blender that is malfunctioning for some reason. Okay. So I apologize to anybody who might have actually possibly watched that and just sat through me staring idly at Google search results. Bagel Dynamics. And incredible. My creativity is unparalleled. Not quite a swish. Yeah. So I'm realizing that just getting the ball to take long enough to reach the bottom might be a challenge in and of itself. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Um, so I could. I'm trying to think what I can do for a theme too. While I'm just tinkering around with the physics of it, uh, that's funny. While I'm tinkering around with the physics of it, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's a theme that I can find that'll make the whole thing work artistically. So I don't have to use the box per se. The camera defines the box. So as long as my stuff is happening in the area here, I think I'm not allowed to touch the box. I can apply a material to it, but I can't move it. But I can just like fill it in with a cube here. What am I doing here? And I'm realizing that the natural light on my window is vanishing. Hmm. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a filled-in box. Why does that flicker so much? Oh, because there's fighting. Okay. Oh, that's the box. Can I lock its location? I can lock its location. That way I won't accidentally move it. Is there still Z fighting going on there? I bet it'll go away. Okay. So the box is a literal black box. So what I can do is I can put something in there. Like doesn't have to be empty space with a few very visible and separate objects. I can have tunnels cutting through the box. I can have nah, I got nothing. Actually, it would be interesting if there were cabinet doors on the front of the box. Ooh, that would be interesting. I wish. Unfortunately, I don't think I can. I don't think that I'm allowed to touch the camera's. There were real strict rules on motion blur and focal length, and I think that it would probably be against the rules if I dramatically if I enabled depth of field and gave it a miniature scale. So like turned up the aperture or opened the aperture wide open and made it I messed with the perceived scale because of the optics. I do wonder what that would look like, though. Also, because there are no lights in the scene, I have to assume that we're supposed to add our own lights, which, if that wasn't obvious, I guess. Why? Okay. So if I just get rid of that, because that was never really... Okay, and then... Let me turn on viewport denoising. Oh, it's already on. Never mind. Okay. Okay, so there are a few broad strokes approaches I can take here. I can go for something that's grungy and industrial looking. I can go for something that's white and sterile. I can go for something that's natural. I could have terrain. I could have it be like I've seen who hasn't seen the Corridor Digital's Ren's piece where he had like an actual photo scan room interior as part of it. So, oh, right. If anybody's actually watching this, feel free to say something. Give me an idea for what to do. Because I have no clue. I'm very bad at ideas. Ideas are real hard. That's okay. I'm going to Hmm. Partly the clean industrial look appeals to me, but surface imperfections are really fun to add, and I think a more grungy, dark, dirty industrial kind of thing would work. Let me pull up some reference photos. Um, hmm. Um, I could do like a breaker box in an industrial building. Let me just pull up pure ref here and start throwing stuff together. And then I'll switch over to at some point I'll be able to, there we go. So I'll just start throwing stuff together in pure ref here. So I've got, that as an idea. That's more of the clean industrial look. If I zoom in on that, you can see that there's like breadboards in there. Oh, hang on. Yeah, so there are breadboards and everything's just kind of connected very modularly. So I could have like the thing working its way through a big. On the other hand, I could go for the more greasy mechanical look. Something like this. That'd be some fun detail to do. Okay. I'm actually leaning towards the second approach here. So like a lot of moving parts, gears, etc. And then I'm thinking I'm going with this approach here. Though I need more reference photos because that's not the only option I would have, I guess. So let's take a look here. So gears reference photos. I'm sure I won't get any Gears of War stuff. Oh, nope, too late. Okay. Oh, that's a high-res photo, I think. Interesting. I think it accidentally just tried to load the entire page and rather than just the image I wanted. Nope, it did it again. Okay. Shh. Come on, PureRef. You know how to handle reference photos, don't you? There we go. Yes, it's very high resolution. Very. Yes, you can tell how very high resolution it is. So so a gears kind of thing. So what so actually I'm gonna have to change the tone of the light then, because at the moment the light is white when it should be kind of a yellower, kind of darker. That's kind of the tone I want to set there. And actually, can I move that behind the camera? Because it's going to... if I move it behind the camera, I have to change the strength of it. 30 watts. That would actually be 100. I hope that's not seizure-inducing to anybody. The viewport denoising as it is. Okay. So I guess I should probably change the material on this as well. Or even just give it a material in the first place. Let's go to the shading view here. Oop, hello. Shading view. And I should probably also switch back to... There we go. Okay. So I'm not interested in the environment texture here. I want to do the world. Or the object that I've got selected here. So... I'm thinking I'm just going to import some textures here, rather than trying to get a base color and then modify it. I could do a fully procedural texture, I guess. I guess I'm gonna have to go to polygon.com. Time to pull up some textures. I'm thinking concrete, maybe? It'll be the background, and then I'll just put a bunch of stuff in front of it to add some depth. Is that a good concrete texture? You can't see what I'm doing, but 3D view. Yeah, that'll do it. I don't need a terribly high resolution texture here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add an image texture. I'm going to use Node Wrangler to add the dynamic mapping nodes and texture coordinate. We're going to plug that into base color, and then I'm going to go grab the map that I just downloaded. Blender, textures, polygon. Okay, here we go. So now I just need to go and grab the texture. Oh, I didn't actually extract it, did I? Concrete 06. Concrete, there it is. Regular, 3K texture, color variation 1. Well, that was easy. And then let's go ahead and add some more image textures here. Open. And actually just make sure I'm plugging that into the same texture node. I'm just using the generated UVs here. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, the reason that was so easy is because somebody actually went to the trouble to create UVs like for people. That's actually really helpful. I appreciate that. There's no way that the automatic UVs were that good. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do color variation 2. We'll mix those together with a noise texture and a color ramp. Color ramp. And mix RGB. And then we'll go ahead and take a look there. Factor into factor. So we'll just take a look here at the factor we're using. Okay. There we go. It looks reasonably good. And then we'll go ahead and image texture. There's a glossy, a normal, and a reflection. Glossy, normal, and reflection map included with the texture. So I'm going to go ahead and use those as well. So image texture and image texture. So this glossy, normal, and reflection. So reflection is going to go in for roughness. Let me take a look at them first, because sometimes despite Polygon being created by Blender Guru, sometimes the layers of the shader that are available texture-wise are not always seemingly aimed directly at Blender's default setups. So okay, so that just needs to be non-color data and plugged directly into the normal, I think. Where? There's non-color. Okay. And then plug that directly into the normal data. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Definitely not too spiky. Yeah, that needs to be fixed. Or is there already a... Okay, no. That's not a problem with the smooth shading. That's just a problem with the normal texture, I think. I should probably run that into a... Oh my goodness. Yeah, I need to run that into a bump node. Well, maybe that should be sRGB? Huh. Well, that's wacky. I'm not sure what that's doing there. Right, actually I was running it into the normal there. That would make sense. Okay. There we go. And then I just want to decrease the strength on that because that's far too spiky. Nope, not distance, strength. Okay, and then glossy versus reflective. What are we looking at here? Probably gonna mess this up here, but I think reflective. Reflective, I think, is for roughness, and glossy might be for specular. Or perhaps they're mutually exclusive, and I should use one or the other, but not both. But you can't tell me what to do. There we go. So now we've got a concrete box. That's fantastic. That's definitely gonna be all we need to do. I think we can call it a day. Okay. So I guess it's time to start doing something a little bit more interesting as far as the layout is concerned. So I'm thinking okay, I'm gonna add some paths, I think. I could add Why am I struggling? Because I've selected mesh and not a curve. I can't. I can't find the Bezier curve. Because you're looking at the meshes. Yes. So what I want to do here is I want to take a couple of. I want to take a path, and I want to make a. I'm gonna switch to solid view. What I want to do is I want to take this path, and I want to use an array modifier to create a track, like a marble run track. So I can funnel. No, I'm not sure I like that idea. Because I could do just like a very straightforward marble run, and it would potentially look interesting. But it wouldn't be terribly stand out. And I want to stand out. I know that most of the good ones are going to probably be more abstract and well outside the box in terms of thinking. Having it be a straightforward mechanical contraption is the easy way out. And I'm sure there will be a lot of those submissions too. And I don't expect to win, or even if I manage to find an idea that I'm super happy with and isn't just... But I still would like to feel like I submitted something that is my best work and reflective of my best capabilities. Just doing some Google searches here for inspiration. I could. I could try something a little bit more. Let me take a look at the rules again, because I think I have an idea, and I don't want to break the rules by doing it. Alright. Project must be 450 frames long. No more, no less. You must drop a 5 centimeter chrome ball with gravity into your contraption via the starting port by enabling physics on frame 113. An identical 5 centimeter chrome ball must completely exit the contraption via the exit port, bottom left, between frames 335 and 340. No sooner, no later. No sooner, no later. Render a 1080 by 1920 resolution animation. Do not make the mistake of rendering a 1920 by 1080 render. Thank you. Your final submission must be an MP4 video file. Your render must be 30 FPS. Motion blur must be set. No borders or harsh filters that may degrade your render. This includes excessive chromatic aberration, excessive vignetting, and excessive color grading. The camera is locked at a 50mm focal length. The camera animation is preset. No camera shake. Gravity must flow downwards. No on-screen titles. Do not change the dimensions of the box. You can decorate it, but no changing its dimensions. You can't turn the box into a giant window or anything that looks out beyond the box. Do not remove the back panel or add excessive holes. Think inside the box. Sound design is highly encouraged. Please apply 100% reflective material to the ball. Okay. I think that I have... Okay. I think I understand. So my big question here is, do I want to do something where the contents of the box are human scale, or do I want to do something where the contents of the box are 5 centimeter scale? Because if I'm doing something human scale, then I have a lot more flexibility. I can do more interesting scenes. Whereas if I do a 5 centimeter scale thing, then I might. I have the feeling I'm just going to spend 6 hours here trying to prototype something. Probably should have gotten to the stream with an idea of what I wanted to do specifically, because as it is, I've just kind of been meandering around here. So I'm actually probably going to end the stream here, because I don't have an idea on what I want to do, and I need an idea. So it'll come to me. I will have an idea, just not now. So if anybody watched this, thank you for watching. And I will probably attempt to do another stream tomorrow once I have an idea of what I want to do. So bye now.